Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. By 12 p.m. today, Tuesday, the 4th of January, the governor of Imo State had promised to give Nigeria a long list of those who are behind banditry and insecurity in Imo State precisely, but already two names have been out, and this came via the office of the media person in the government house, and your suspicion will be as good as mine. We're going to be looking at who these two people are and whose name is already topmost, and with the kind of accusation, how they got to know that these two people are involved in the act of banditry and insecurity. And but before we do all of that, if you're not subscribed, just hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. Let's look at the news in detail. Senator Rochas Okorocha and the former governor of Imo State and his son-in-law, Chief Uche Nwosu, have been named as sponsors of kidnapping and banditry in the state by the Imo State government. When he met with Imo stakeholders today, Tuesday, January 4, 2021, incumbent Governor Hope Uzodinma promised to name those responsible for the state insecurity. However, the administration announced in a statement signed by Chief Press Secretary / Media Advisor to the Governor, Ogwike Nwachukwu, that Okorocha and Nwosu have been implicated by suspect currently in detention ahead of the meeting scheduled for 12 p.m. at Government House, Owerri. For the avoidance of doubt, Okorocha and Nwosu have been specifically mentioned by suspects who are in the custody of security agents as being sponsors of kidnapping and banditry in Imo State, using their relationship with former ex-militants to perpetuate the crime. Rather than clear their name, they appear bent on using both overt and covert means to blackmail the police high command, which legitimately arrested Uche Nwosu. They are also actively seeking to dent the image of the fine security officers attached to the governor of Imo State. The statement issued on Monday and made available said, and I read the statement in full. It said, plot by those believed to be fueling insecurity, particularly kidnapping, banditry, arson, and cannibalism in Imo State ahead of January 4, 2022 Imo stakeholders meeting got to a head on Monday with false news of the alleged arrest of the security officer attached to Governor Hope Uzodinma. Governor Uzodinma, it is believed, will use the stakeholder meeting to expose the identities of those behind insecurity and other forms of criminality in Imo State. This has prompted Imo citizens to become more curious to discover the identity of those undermining their peace and prosperity. Thus, the current media frenzy by both Rochas Okorocha and Uche Nwosu appear to be strengthening the notions of their culpability. To discredit the government and undermine the peace which the governor has achieved so far, as was evident in the large number of Imo people who came back home from around the world for Christmas and New Year festivity, the duo have resorted to publishing falsehood yet again about security officers in the state government house. Their claim of the arrest and detention of a certain Shaba, whom they falsely allege to be the CSO to the Imo State governor, is strange, as the governor CSO is not known by the name of Shaba both officially and otherwise. In addition, no security officer in the governor's security team was either arrested or is currently unaccounted for. As such, the entire story can best be described as a poorly scripted fabrication aimed at misleading the unsuspecting public. For the avoidance of doubt, Okorocha and Nwosu have been specifically mentioned by suspects who are in the custody of security agents as being sponsors of kidnapping and banditry in Imo State, using their relationship with former ex-militants to perpetuate the crime. Rather than clear their names, they appear bent on using both overt and covert means to blackmail the police high command, which legitimately arrested Uche Nwosu. They are also actively seeking to dent the image of the fine security officers attached to the governor of Imo State. The public must be informed that the entire report is false and a failed attempt to frustrate the Imo stakeholders meeting taking place today, Tuesday. The mass of Imo people who are undoubtedly peaceful and fun-loving are enjoying to discountenance the serial falsehood that continue to be churned out by the embattled duo. The focus and direction of Governor Uzodinma-led government, it must be emphasized, will continue to be about the well-being of the people of the state, no matter what it takes. That was the write-up that had preceded the meeting that is about to be held at the government house at about 12 p.m. today. Already they've given Nigerians a clue to what the list will look like. Topmost on the list is already Uche Nwosu and Okorocha, according to the media report from the office of the state governor of Imo State. And this has triggered a lot of reactions from Nigerians. We're going to be looking at some of the reactions here. This one says, you see, he should have said so before desecrating the church. My take is that the governor is using state apparatus to war against his political enemies and has used ESN and IPOP as smokescreen for the war. And how about it being a war? This one here says, I don't totally believe this. Hope Uzodinma also sponsored crisis in Imo State as a way to implicate IPOP and ESN, bringing federal might against them. Hope Uzodinma, your sins against Nnamdi Kanu and IPOP, you will not be able to pray yourself and family members out of the curse. This one say, are they not APC? Why would they be destroying their Oga government? Somebody responded, it's more than politics. The governor and his rival probably know something else. Another one here said, lie. It's Supreme Court governor that is sponsoring it. Someone say, at least everyone saw what he did in the church last week. Another person here says, it will be rather very bad and unfortunate if they ever got themselves involved in this kind of heinous acts, but until it is proven by law, but not politically. Another person responded to one Onye who talked. He said, you are very correct, sir. Let's see how events unfold when other names must have been published. Somebody says here, no more Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this time around and IPOP and ESN. Another person said, you see, so it's no longer IPOP, it's APC members. Uzodinma, you guys will be kicked out of that office when the time comes. Someone here says, rubbish talk, what suspect arrested said so, confused governor of Imo State. Another one here says, Kai, this is the Jackie first class Jackie governor Imo State have in the history of Imo. They should vote this governor out of office next time when they have been given an opportunity. Someone here says, this is a way of painting APC black, because with this kind of information, APC may not even have a stake again when it comes to Imo State governor. PDP, we wait D, come over. Someone say, if the government is having evidence that Okorocha and Uche are the people behind the kidnapping, why not arrest them? Thank God none of the two have immunity. With your evidence, let the police invite them. The drama is getting too much. Wow, so many reactions here coming from Nigerians. And I don't know how this issue would be sorted out, because already the people would have been informed about this before the event that took place on the 26th of December 2021. What happened there was like a kidnap, and which virtually all Nigerians saw it from that perspective, because they were expecting that the security officers will be on their clothing and all of that. And this issue of saying they're painting the government differently and all of that, I think it's the word of the government of Imo State against that of Uche Nwosu, because nobody was there. He did mention that it was actually one shaba of a guy who is the chief security officer to the governor. But here the government is denying it, and it's their word against his. However, we're still waiting. By 12 p.m., everything will be, let loose the hook. Everyone will get to know what is happening in Imo State. We'll keep waiting and keep updating you. That's what we would like to leave you. Go to our comment section. Let's